Hello, everybody. Welcome to week 2. I'm going to talk primarily about that, but I'll also just do a brief overview of week 3. As I had said in the, I'm trying to remember, the discussion about questions that people had, I will open 2 weeks at a time. I certainly do not expect people to work ahead, but I'm going to make it available in case you do. So, I wanted to show you course content. Okay, so if we look at this week that's coming up, we're going to look at chapter 2, which is mediated interpersonal communication, and that is basically using the internet to communicate with people. Generally, students really understand this chapter well because that's the life that you live. I'm the one who doesn't have much of a presence in social media. Okay. So chapter 3 is a whole different ball game. So as always, in chapter 2, there are the lectures. Here, I'll just click on this. There's um chapter 2, which is broken up into a couple of sections, and there's a video that's mentioned in the textbook, so I included it there. So this is a YouTube video. This one, for whatever reason, wasn't working as a YouTube video, so it's part of, it's called Kaltura. I'm gonna try to upload it as a YouTube video. Okay, anyways, that's, yeah, let me get back up to the top. That's what that is. So, and then there's the quiz. For this quiz, I'm trying to remember. I think for one of the quizzes this week, I'm giving you 10 minutes instead of 15 minutes. And what I would like you to do is to pay attention to how long. I can look this up too, but I want you to pay attention to how long it takes you to do the quiz on the first attempt and the second attempt. And if you feel that 10 minutes is not at all long enough, let me know, and I will change the quizzes going forward to make sure you have 15 minutes. If you have done the work, you should be able to do it. If you've done the reading and you've listened to the lectures, you should be able to do the quiz in 10 minutes. If you're trying to read the question and find the answer in the book, no, it's going to take you a lot longer. Okay. There is the discussion for this coming week is uniquely on the idea of intercultural communication. For the second journal that you have a choice to write about either chapter 2 or chapter 3. And then when we go forward, you will always have a choice between the two chapters. And not only do you have a choice of the different chapters, but you have, let's say you decide you're going to do chapter 2 about social or mediated communication. You can tell me about something that you experienced that had to do with mediated communication. I said it during the past week, but anytime in the past, okay? Or you can do an analysis of communication that you saw in a film or a TV show. It can be one that was mentioned in the textbook, or it could be one of your choice. That's completely up to you. Or you can do a response to an article or a video that I have in the folder called supplemental material. I don't yet have a folder for chapter 2. I should have a folder for chapter 2. Let me see if I can find one. Definitely you do have one for chapter 3. So chapter 3 is really crucial to this class because we're talking about culture. And one of the areas that we look at in this class, one of the general education components that we look at specifically in this class, is called social phenomena. And social phenomena is the idea that we We are influenced by our culture, the things that we do, the way that we think, what we believe is just the right way to behave is all influenced by our culture. And culture can be the overarching American culture, if there is such a thing. It can be, there's a specific culture of the state that you grew up in or the town that you grew up in. You also have a specific family culture. Because this is such a crucial component of the class, I want to make sure that you really understand it. So what I have done is I have included some material that I would like everyone to read. I know you're groaning, more reading, but the textbook does a great job of talking about culture in general and cultural values. It talks about some great work done by Geert Hofstede, who looked at cultures around the world. But so as I say, I want you to read the introduction and chapter 1 of Rule Makers, Rule Breakers. I'm going to show you in a minute. It's 16 pages. They are not long pages. It is going to give you a much better idea of social phenomena, specifically social norms. Chapter 3 in our textbook talks about social norms. If you have taken a sociology class, you will be familiar with this concept. But because I don't know if you've taken a sociology class or not, I have. All right, if you click on this, basically what it does is it takes you to, it's on reserve in the library in electronic form. So you're looking at the title page, you're looking at the introduction, so you would click on this. All right, so let me do this. Oops. I was already in, making sure that it worked, so let's do this. Okay. The introduction is 4 pages. So you can see that it's not humongous pages like in our textbook. Okay. So get out of there. I don't know why it was set up this way. If you want to go if you want to read chapter 1, you actually have to sign in. So you sign in just the way you sign into Blackboard, and then you see that you can click on chapter 1. Yes, and you're saying that you're not going to download, you're not going to print, so you actually have to read it on the screen, right? Once again, I went to the last page. Okay, so this just will tell you a lot more about social norms. You don't really have to understand Michelle Gelfand's idea that there are tight cultures and loose cultures, although it is, if you are a geek like me, a communication geek, a culture geek, this fascinating stuff. But it just will give you a little bit of an overview so that you can understand the concepts a little bit more. Okay, so what else did I need to tell you about that? Let me go back. And then I have, for the week of June 5th, there's chapter 4 and chapter 7. And I'm having you do chapter 7 before you do 5 and 6, because I want you to get started. The week of June 5th, you're going to actually get started on writing the essay that's due at the end of this short semester. And the essay has to do, I like to think of it as the intersection between chapter 7 and chapter 3. And I'm going to do another short video about the essay probably tomorrow, which is Saturday, first thing in the morning. So don't get too far ahead of yourself. Okay, I think that's all for now. In a minute, I'm going to record a short video about journals and feedback, because I want you to be able to make an informed choice. Okay, I hope this was clear. I'm experiencing some unpleasant seasonal allergies right now. So I'm trying to be clear, but my head is not especially clear.